What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Rap's Truth Seeker. For those of you that haven't seen me in a while, how you doing? How you doing? Now, let's talk about this. So, it's been clear to me, and it's becoming more and more clear to me, that there are people in this world that do not understand what kind of world they live in and why they even live in it in the first place. What's even more clear to me is that that is actually a small percent of people. Most people don't actually care. Most people don't even care to actually learn why. And the reason I say most is because I run into more people who don't care, who don't even consider it, and just kind of live life, day to day without actually thinking, what are we doing? Why am I doing this? And I understand why, but it's because it's in scripture. It's in so many different places in scripture. But it's right there in the very beginning in the book of Genesis where it all started. And many people argue, debate, and come online or, go in the comments and state their beliefs. But what I'm going to do this time, because I've been guilty of that myself, but I'm actually out of the whole debating thing. I'm not debating with people. Time is too short for all of that. I'm just going to post somebody I feel explains it way better than I do. I'm talking about where secret societies come from, where they actually got the idea to be the way they are from, what actually transpired after they got this idea. And I'm going to just share this video on my platform, and we're going to watch this together. And this is really just the start of it. I want you guys to become very knowledgeable on this. I mean, this includes scripture, this includes historical text, this includes lore and mythology, this includes all of that, the root of all of that. And this will also help you understand why we live in the world that we live in today. And like I said, it's Rap's Truth Seeker. If you already know who I am, if you know who I am, Itano, rocking with you. Make sure you check out all the other videos. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to keep this going. I have not stopped spreading the truth. I just been getting deeper into it. So let's go.
Then he says, God shall enlarge Japheth, my other son, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. He just did the same thing that happened in the garden. What God did to the serpent, he now did to a lineage of people. Noah was the earthly father of civilization and sowed discord into the human race. He pitched a group against the other two groups. Actually, he combined the other two into one, and he just pretty much made the servant of serpents, or the servant like the serpent, or of the serpent, and then God's servants. Y'all got the picture? Simple to understand. He is speaking of Canaan's seed being the seed of the serpent. He speaks who the God of Shem and Japheth are, but he never speaks the God of Canaan in that passage. Look at somebody say, wake up. That brings us to Nimrod. Of course. Nimrod, son of Cush, of the lineage of Canaan, became the world's most demonic ruler and the first ruler of the world. He used his power to indulge in sex orgies and child sacrifices until he was murdered for his offenses against God. He was cut into pieces. Babylon's priest hid the pieces. Y'all know this story. I've given it to you in 3 different DVDs. Revering them as objects of worship, concealing them in their groves and shrines as the first mysteries. The secret of these relics or mystery was made known to initiates only after a long period of indoctrination, when they would be trusted not to betray the worshipers of Baal. This was the true origin of the mysteries, from which, in Albert Pike's notes in Morals and Dogma, all Masonic rites originate. So they're saying all the Masonic rites originated with these mysteries that were formulated from the pieces of Nimrod. Good stuff right here. The curse of Canaan was extended to the land which was named after him, the land of Canaan. The Canaanites themselves, the people of this land, became the greatest curse upon humanity, and so they remain today. Not only did they originate the practice of demon worship, occultic rites, child sacrifice, and cannibalism, but as they went abroad, they brought these obscene practices into every land which they entered. Not only did they bring their demonic cult to Egypt, but known by the later name the Phoenicians, as they were called after 1200 BC, they became the demonizers of civilization through successive epochs, being known in medieval times as the Venetians, who destroyed the great Byzantine Christian civilization, and later as the black nobility, which infiltrated the nations of Europe, gradually assumed power through trickery, revolution, and financial deception. So this seed of Ham, this seed of Canaan, the Canaanites kept going and going, taking over territory and becoming dominant. Why were they doing all of this? This is going to make a lot of sense to you. Canaan was so wicked that his last will and testament to his children was a formula for vice. This remarkable document of his last will, the will of Canaan, is to be found in the only one place in all the world's theological literature, the Babylonian Talmud, where it is presently written, 5 things that Canaan charged his sons. This is in the Talmud. Love one another, love robbery, love lewdness, hate your masters, and do not speak the truth. It's an evil lineage. Now, please get an understanding here. This has nothing to do, look at somebody say, this has nothing to do with skin color. They've tried their best to say that one of them was cursed to be black, and one of them, these are the black people he's talking about. Y'all are about to learn a quick lesson about that the devil could care less what color you are. We're not talking about the color of the skin. We're talking about the color of blood. These folk got green blood, serpent, snake blood. Canaan was reacting to the curse. The Canaanites were formed because Canaan was reacting to the curse. He was cursed to be the servant of the servant, or serpent. So whenever man is less than others, he will spend his life trying to prove his worth. This is a formula for Satan to use as a doorway into the heart of man, because a content man doesn't covet. Shem was content. Blessed be the God of Shem. Japheth was content. Blessed be the God of Japheth. They're going to dwell together. But Canaan, you're going to be their servant. Without being content, they're going to have to prove, oh yeah? Ham, Cush, and Canaan coveted the God of his brothers. This caused them to create their own gods to overthrow them. Please pay attention. Mythology entered and the legends of false gods began. But this was a pathway to give demons names and legends to explain creation, royal bloodlines, and theology. Mythology is the legends in which demons disguise themselves as gods. So the Canaanites created their own gods, their own stories, their own legends to overthrow the God of gods because of the curse that was placed on Canaan. We're going to be better in this life and we're going to rule. You say that the God of Shem and Japheth, no, our gods are going to rule. This is what they were saying. This is about natural and spiritual lineages.